from the 4,000-square-foot colonial next door that has a home gym over the 3-car garage, saltwater swimming pool, and sunken patio with a massive outdoor stone fireplace, hot tub, and wet bar. Allison, who takes in their mail and feeds Marnie, the world's most lovable black cat, while they're gone, is well aware that the inside of their house is as spectacular as the outside. She always assumed that their country home must be pretty grand for them to leave all that behind every weekend, particularly since Bob Lewis spends a few nights every week away on business travel as it is. But then, a few months ago, when she and Phyllis were having a neighborly chat, Phyllis mentioned that it's an old lakeside home that's been in Bob's family for 100 years. Allison pictured a rambling waterfront mansion. "It sounds beautiful." "Well, I don't know about beautiful," Phyllis told her with a laugh. "It's just a farmhouse, with clawfoot bathtubs instead of showers, holes in the screens, bats in the attic." "Really?" "Really. And it's in the middle of nowhere. That's why we love it. It's completely relaxing. Living around here, it's more and more like a pressure cooker. Sometimes you just need to get away from it all, you know?" "Yeah," Allison knows. Every 4th of July, the McKennas spend a week at the Jersey Shore, staying with Mack's divorced sister Lynn and her 3 kids at their Salt Breeze Point beach house. This year, Mack drove down with the family for the holiday weekend. Early Tuesday morning, he hastily packed his bag to flee back to the city, claiming something had come up at the office. Not necessarily a far-fetched excuse. Last January, the same week Allison had given birth to their 3rd child, on a Wednesday, and not by scheduled C-section, Mack was promoted to vice president of television advertising sales. Now he works longer hours than ever before. Even when he's physically present with Allison and the kids, he's often attached, reluctantly, even grudgingly, but nevertheless inseparably, to his BlackBerry. "I can't believe I've become one of those men," he told her once in bed, belatedly contrite after he'd rolled over and off her to intercept a buzzing message. She knew which men he was talking about, and she, in turn, seems to have become one of those women. The well-off suburban housewives whose husbands ride commuter trains in shirt sleeves and ties at dawn and dusk, caught up in city business, squeezing in fleeting family time on weekends and holidays and vacations. If then. So, no, his having to rush back to the city at dawn on July 5th wasn't necessarily a far-fetched excuse, but it was, Allison was certain, given the circumstances, an excuse. After a whirlwind courtship, his sister, Lynn, had recently remarried to Darrell, a widower with 3 daughters. Like dozens of other people in Middleton, the town where he and Lynn live, Darrell had lost his spouse on September 11th. "He and Mack have so much in common," Lynn had told Allison the first morning they all arrived at the beach house. "I'm so glad they'll finally get to spend some time together. I was hoping they'd have gotten to know each other better by now, but Mack has been so busy lately." He was busy. Too busy, apparently, to stick around the beach house with a man who understood what it was like to have lost his wife in the Twin Towers. There were other things, though, that Darrell couldn't possibly understand. Things Mack didn't want to talk about, ever. Not even with Allison. At his insistence, she and the kids stayed at the beach with Lynn and Darrell and their newly blended family while Mack went home to work. She tried to make the best of it, but it wasn't the same. She wondered then, and continues to wonder now, if anything ever will be the same again. Earlier, before heading up the stairs, Allison had rested a hand on Mack's shoulder. "Don't stay up too late, okay?" "I'm off tomorrow, remember?" Yes, she remembered. He'd dropped the news of his impromptu mini-staycation when he came home from work late Friday night. "Guess what? I'm taking some vacation days." She lit up. "Really? When?" "Now." "Now?" "This coming week, Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, too." "Maybe you should wait," she suggested, "so that we can actually plan something. Our anniversary's coming up next month. You can take time off then instead, and we can get away for a few days. Phyllis is always talking about how beautiful Vermont is at that